I know, right? Instead of falling apart.
I sat on my ass. That's why I
She's
guess
the
I'm
nicest girl.
But I mean, that's
Always got
basically,
something broken.
and that's why you got some
My face is just telling all my feelings right now. I gotta look down, not look at anybody.
Well, truck drivers don't matter.
I can hear that.
Well, I'm waiting.
We got nobody around except Charlie, so. She extended her stay from Saturday to Wednesday night. I think she kind of turned the corner. It was supposed to be 6. She was at 4. Then we had a call. It's under 20 years. He ended up on an airplane. Went out there, they got her stabilized. She came home yesterday. Stayed 54 days. So they've been eating nothing.
Good evening. I'm glad to hear everybody having a great time. That's great. First and foremost. That was good. I'm sure it was all great conversation. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you, everybody. At this time, we will call to order the public hearing number 1. Could I have roll call, please?
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money.
Present.
Swem.
Present.
And George.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take a motion to open the public hearing number 1.
Also move.
I'll support. Here we go. Roll call, please.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
Swem.
Yes.
George. Yes. And Whedon.
Yes. Okay. Statement of purpose. The purpose of this ordinance, 2026.07/450, is to amend the Code of Ordinance for the City of Buchanan by repealing Chapter 76, Signs, in its entirety. The proposed repeal is intended to eliminate the duplicate and potentially conflicting sign regulations from the city code following the adoption of the city's Unified Development Code, which now contains the city applicable zoning and signage regulations. By repealing this chapter of the signs, the ordinance will help ensure that the city's sign regulations are located in the appropriate government document, reduce confusion for property owners, businesses, staff, and the public, and promote consistent administration and enforcement of the city's current zoning signage standards. At this time, the City Commission will hear public comments on the proposed ordinance. All persons wishing to comment shall be given an opportunity to do so. Any person addressing the commission shall do so at the podium, state his or her name, and direct their comments directly to the commission. In the event that many people wish to comment, I, as presiding officer, may determine that each person speaking shall limit his or her comments to 3 minutes. As a presiding officer, I may terminate any public comments that are unreasonably lengthy, violate the city's rules of procedure for city commission meetings, or unrelated to the subject of the public hearing. At this time, is there any public comments? Okay, seeing no one approach the podium. At this time, I will take a motion to close public hearing number 1.
This is Money. I'll move to close public hearing number 1.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Money.
Yes.
Swem.
Yes.
George.
Yes.
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
You.
Thank you. At this time, I'll call to order public hearing number 2. We have roll call, please.
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
Swem.
Present.
And George.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take a motion to open public hearing number 2.
Motion to move to open public hearing number 2.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. We have roll call, please.
Swem.
Yes.
George.
Yes.
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
And Money.
Yes.
Thank you. The purpose of this ordinance, 2026.07/451, is to amend Chapter 78, Solid Waste of the City of Buchanan Code of Ordinances to update and clarify the city's brush collection regulations. The proposed amendments are intended to establish clear, consistent standards for the city's brush pickup program, including regulations for brush size, pile size, stacking requirements, placement, collection schedule, prohibited materials, property owner responsibilities, and enforcement procedures. The ordinance is further intended to clarify the city's brush program is provided for routine of trimming on-site trees and vegetation of property owners. It serve as a disposal service for tree removal or brush generated by professional contractors. This amendments will help promote efficient collection operations, maintain public right-of-way, support neighborhood cleanliness, and provide clear guidance to the property owners in regarding proper brush disposal. At this time, the city commission will hear public comments on said ordinance. All persons wishing to comment should be given an opportunity to do so. Any person addressing the commission shall do so at the podium. State his or her name for the record. In the event that many people wish to comment, I, as presiding officer, may determine that each person speaking shall limit his or her comments to 3 minutes. As the presiding officer, I may terminate any public comments that are unreasonably lengthy, violate the city's rules of procedure for the city commission meetings. At this time, is there any comments on said ordinance?
Of course I do.
Well, thank you, Norma.
Norma Ferris, 304 North Oak Street. Is this going to be in paper form, or is this just going to be put on your Facebook or whatever you do?
So.
Can
Norma-
I get it in paper?
Absolutely. So once the ordinance is complete, once we have the third hearing, and then we do the final submission for the ordinance, then that will be submitted online, and you'll be able to read it there, or you can come here to the office and have it printed out for you.
I'll have to come here, and it's going to make sense to us, people that have lived here for a long time.
Yeah, and it's really just to button up some of the policies so that the people can do something that's not in line with the ordinance. It's just out of date, so it's a way for us to update the ordinance.
It's nothing
For
different
sure.
than
That's
it
it
was.
should be the same.
It's just when somebody cuts a tree down, puts the whole tree in the front yard, we're not gonna pick up their brush, they're gonna have to pay somebody to take care of their brush.
Don't put it in my yard.
I don't care.
Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion to close public hearing number 2.
I move to close the public hearing number 2.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I will call to order the public hearing number 3. Could I have roll call, please?
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Present.
Swam,
Present.
and George.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take a motion to open public hearing number 3.
I'll move to open public hearing number 3.
Thank you. Do we have support?
Smelly, I'll support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
and George.
Yes.
Thank you. The proposed ordinance 2026.08/453 would amend the city's bicycle ordinance to address bicycles, electric bikes, quadricycles, scooters, skateboards, rollerblades, segways, and similar devices. The ordinance would remove outdated bicycle licensing requirements, establish updated safety and operating rules, restrict use in the designated downtown areas and recreational trails, authorize additional traffic controls, and provide the violations or municipal civil infractions. At this time, the city commission will hear public comments on the proposed ordinance. All persons wishing to comment shall be given an opportunity to do so. Any person addressing the commission shall do so at the podium, state his or her name for the record. In the event that many people wish to comment, I may determine that each person speaking shall limit his or her comments to 3 minutes. As the presiding officer, I may terminate the public comments that are unreasonably lengthy, violate the city's rules of procedure for the city commission meetings. At this time, is there any comments on said ordinance?
You blew it.
Opened up a can of worms, did I, Norma?
Yes, you did.
All right, let's go.
Norma Ferris, 304 North Oak Street. When did you have to have a license for a bike? Could you give me the year?
Unfortunately, I do not have that in my Rolodex, Norma. I apologize.
These
And I said Rolodex,
ordinances
which
are
is
that
interesting.
old?
It was.
This ordinance goes back, cause I got a license plate at home that's from 1954
Yes.
on a bicycle. That they used to tag, you know, that the police department put license on bicycles that were downtown.
So you're getting as new as putting a new front straight on? Okay.
Thank you, Norma.
But I do have a question on that, because I know we've all seen a lot of these electric scooters, the electric bikes and stuff, running up and down the sidewalks, you know, and I know that your guys can't be everywhere to enforce all of that. So, you know, something, and business owners are, you know, I'm quite sure that they're pretty much in favor of all of this, because like I said, with the new curb system, you can be going down the street, next thing you know, you're up on the sidewalk, and then you can jet right back down the street. I mean, you know, even for the skateboards, it's a great little venue, so, just, and I don't know personally how you're ever gonna catch one of them unless you know who they are, so. Oh, do you? So, anyway, but yeah, it's gonna prove to be a good ordinance.
I mean, it always had no bicycle skateboards, et cetera, on the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Ever since Miss Flory got back in the day. Yeah, that all-
Well, I'm sure the police are gonna have to deal with angry parents because I don't want warnings given. This has gone on long enough. And I mean, we've neglected our part of it down here at City Hall, you know, 1955 and licenses. We've ignored it. So, I mean, it's gonna be tough the first few that you stop, and I know it's rough, but some of them scooters go pretty fast, and some of them should actually have license plates on them. So, you know, the thing between motorbikes and electric, there's not much of a difference there. And I mean, when I was in high school, it was always fun to try to outrun you guys.
And we should be able to do it.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, you did not.
But what constitutes with those electric bikes? Because,
It deals with the engine size.
Yeah,
Based on
okay.
statute.
because I know there's a couple of them that go down Tiracoop. Now, they can get down the road.
Oh,
They
I mean,
move.
I was fine when they're easily going 25, you knew you could go.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, run comparable to a Harley.
There's an age limit on some of them too. Isn't it 14 for, I mean, but up to like the Segway, you know, the things that you stand on that aren't, that Segway, you know, or I mean, you can be any age as long as, but we're gonna have to hand out tickets, I'm sorry, because nobody's gonna get it through their heads until we do.
Dennis Maury. I was downtown today with my dog who has a license. And we were in Mill Alley, walking towards the Front Street, and two young guys came by on electric bikes. And, you know, he's on a lead, 6-foot lead. But they came by really, really fast on the sidewalk, right up against the building. So if a customer's walking out, it happened today, so.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay, seeing no one else approach the podium, I'll take a motion to close public hearing number 3.
I'll move to close public hearing number 3.
Thank you, do we have support?
Money, I'll support.
Thank you, roll call please.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
and Whedon.
Yes. Okay, this time I'll call to order the regular meeting for the City Commission for July 13th. For recognition, we have letters of commendation. Chief, you want to present, and we will do photos at the end, so if you want to do the presentations, and then we'll do one group photo at the end, I think that'll just help to alleviate some back and forth.
One of the things that we try to do is, once a quarter, depending on what our officers do or personnel, is recognize them for their outstanding service. But one of the things I have an honor of doing is introducing to you our new officer, Alex Wooten. He graduated from the Police Academy last Wednesday. One of the awards that he actually got was the Top Shot Award. So it means he can shoot pretty good. So, but I wanted to introduce him to you this evening and say welcome.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you, yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Remember, some of these spaces were the biggest violators.
All right, so just moving on.
He hasn't been here long enough to make a joke yet.
You're right.
It's like 8 hours.
He's got 10 hours, so it's. But anyway, so I'd like to recognize 4 of our personnel this evening, and they've done some things beyond the ordinary here. So all 4 are getting letters of commendation, which means that they've done something significant. And I would like to start with my administrative professional records clerk, Diana Sealer. She does more than just what you see in the office. She actually helps me out immensely with many, many, many things. But for her, what I will read is this. Administrative Professional Records Clerk Sealer has served faithfully in this role since joining the Buchanan Police Department in 2018. And on May 5th, 2026, the Berrien County Prosecutor's Office has recognized her professionalism in the submission of prosecutor referrals to their office. And just keep in mind, those referrals become very important as far as if we get authorizations for warrants and things for arrest and stuff like that. They stated that Ms. Sealer's documents are always organized, and added your agency is the only one I haven't had to modify anything because it is always accurate. Therefore, Ms. Sealer is awarded this letter of commendation for exceptional service to the city of Buchanan. Would you like to present?
Yeah, you want,
Yes.
might just stand right there.
Yeah, I was just saying over here. I dressed up for this, so I apologize.
Same.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want to, I guess we're doing.
Yeah, Tony's in charge of photos.
Okay. Where do you want to do, right there, Thomas?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you. That's very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Awesome, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Next will be Sergeant Michael Horton. And for the past several years, Sergeant Horton has been the officer in charge of the Buchanan Police Department's Reserve Officer Program. Under his leadership, he has grown the program to over 18 reserve officers. He spends a considerable amount of time supervising, coordinating the assignments of reserve officers to numerous community events, such as the annual Memorial Day Parade, to help provide safety to those in attendance. Therefore, Sergeant Horton is awarded the letter of commendation for exceptional service to the city of Buchanan.
Big height difference. Not intimidated at all.
You trying to get in every picture?
Next officer is going to be Philip Wong. He's actually one of our newer officers here. But Officer Wong is the Buchanan Police Department's new school resource officer in partnership with the Buchanan Community Schools. During his first year as the SRO, he has had a significant impact on increasing school safety, reducing criminal activity, and strengthening positive relationships with students, parents, and school personnel. And for the 2025-2026 school year, Officer Wong has been involved in approximately 166 school-related incidents. Therefore, Officer Wong is awarded the letter of commendation for exceptional service to the city of Buchanan.
Hear about officers still all the time.
Yes.
They love you.
Over there. Good. Mark, hold on a minute.
Oh. Oh, that's a
Don't hurt
good point.
yourself.
Yeah, don't hurt
I was
yourself.
gonna say, with your arm and your leg and everything else.
I know.
And last but not least, another important member of our police department is Code Enforcement Officer Jason Cullum. Officer Cullum has been the Code Enforcement Officer of Buchanan Police Department for the past 3 years. And during his tenure, he has significantly contributed to strengthening the professionalism and integrity of Code Enforcement program. In 2024, he investigated approximately 432 complaints. This increased by 59% in 2025 to 732 complaints. Therefore, Officer Cullum is awarded this letter of commendation for exceptional service to the city of Buchanan.
Good property here, guys.
Perfect, thank you,
Awesome.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
take some time always to try to recognize our officers beyond what you see out in the streets about what they do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Awards well earned, not given, that's for sure. So thank you so much. At this time, if everybody would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, and at this time, Mr. Mitchell is going to take care of the invocation for us.
Pastor David Mitchell, Faith Victory Fellowship. It's an honor to be here. Father, we thank you for what you have demonstrated just now, the growth of this city. Father God, the rewards given to our police department. Father God, growth in our whole area. But Father, to know and be strengthened by your wisdom and strength, Lord God, you would show and demonstrate what it is to have a great community, what we have now. So much diversity, so much strength. And Father, we give you praise as you keep multiplying upon these great things that happen tonight. In your special name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, David. Okay, at this time, I will have roll call, please.
Whedon.
Yes.
Yazdi. Money.
Present.
Swam.
Present.
And George.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay, we do not have any scheduled matters from the floor. We do not have any reports from departments, committees, or boards. We'll move on to unfinished business. I'm
You
sorry.
got public comment for agenda and consent.
Aye.
You missed the whole.
Did we miss the whole section? Well, that, what's that? Yeah, it's different. Well,
We approved the agenda, just not the consent agenda.
Yeah.
So we just skipped over.
We changed your format on you a little bit tonight,
Yeah,
trying
but-
to make it more organized.
you know, you leave for a month and they come back and they give you a new format. Keep me on my toes. Okay.
Guys, say yes.
Public comment. At this time, we will take public comment on agenda items only. Please approach the podium and state your name for the record. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Hi, Dennis Morey with the Buchanan Business Boosters. And on your agenda tonight is to approve the Dog Days of Summer, which is an adoption event that we're doing. So I'll hand this to you so that you can read about it and know a little bit more about it. We do have one big, we're doing these events for $200 or $300, just basically printing. Everybody's volunteering and doing stuff for free. Although we did get a Good Boy Vodka has donated directly to the Southwest Michigan Humane Society $1,000. So we did already get them $1,000 besides what we bring in the donations on that day. So anyway.
And just for future reference, if we could keep public comments for agenda items only.
It's on.
Is it on the agenda?
It's on.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
fine.
It's under consent agenda.
It's on the consent calendar.
Yeah, it's in the consent.
Sorry, Dennis, he doesn't read it.
He's been off a month.
I have. I see. Apparently been off too long.
It's hidden in there. It is.
Dennis, I apologize.
Oh, no, I'm
Very good. Any further comments on the agenda items? Okay.
I was
They
gonna say,
bring-
pointed out on the agenda.
I mean, it's well deserved. Good thing I can shoulder it. It's been too many years. At this time, I will take a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Money I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay, once again, we do not have any scheduled matters from the floor. We do not have any reports from departments, committees, or boards. We will move on to unfinished business. Item A, second reading of enactment of ordinance 2026.07/450. Consider the second reading and enactment of said ordinance. An ordinance to amend the code of ordinance for the city of Buchanan by repealing chapter 76 signs in its entirety. At this time, I will take a motion on the second reading of the ordinance.
I move to approve the second reading of an act ordinance number 2026.07/450, an ordinance to amend the code of ordinance of the city of Buchanan by repealing chapter 76 signs in its entirety as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. Discussion? Okay, roll call please.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
and Swam.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to item B, second reading and enactment of ordinance 2026.08/451. Consider the second reading and enactment of said ordinance to amend chapter 78 solid waste of the code of ordinances for the city of Buchanan to update and clarify brush collection regulations. At this time, I'll take a motion on said ordinance.
This is Money. I move to approve the second reading and enact ordinance number 2026.08/451. Excuse me, an ordinance to amend chapter 78 solid waste of the city of Buchanan Code of the Ordinance to update and clarify the city's brush collection regulation as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. Discussion?
Yes, do we had talked about it a little bit. Are we just gonna give them a letter stating we're not gonna pick up their piles? Or are we gonna charge them?
Oh, we'll leave a note if it doesn't comply, that it's not gonna be picked up because it doesn't comply. We're not gonna charge them. We won't take it and charge them, we'll leave this.
No, but are we going to tell them that we won't pick it up and tell them to find somebody else? Or are we gonna pick it up and tell them we have to charge them?
No, we will not pick it up if it doesn't conform with the ordinance. What we'll do is we'll leave a note. If they don't pick it up within a reasonable amount of time and deal with it themselves, then we'll revert to give them a ticket for leaving it on the curb.
Alright,
Good opportunity to
Sounds
remind if
good.
they have a free dump pass at the
Mhm.
landfill
Exactly.
as a.
And we'll include that with the letter.
I mean, we don't have too many people in town, but we have it, when they do, they're really bad about it. So, good, thank you.
Okay. Roll call please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
and George.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, first reading of ordinance 2026.08/453 and schedule public hearing number 2. Consider the first reading of said ordinance. An ordinance to amend chapter 98, article 6 of the city of Buchanan Code to regulate the riding of bicycles within the city and to repeal all ordinances in conflict therewith and schedule public hearing number 2 for August 10th, 2026 to receive public input on proposed ordinance. At this time, I will take a motion on said ordinance for hearing number 2.
I'll move to approve the first reading and enact ordinance number 2026.08/453, an ordinance to amend chapter 98, article 6 of the city of Buchanan Code to regulate the riding of bicycles within the city and to repeal all ordinances in conflict therewith and schedule public hearing number 2 for August 10th, 2026 as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Okay. Discussion?
I just want this enforced.
Yeah.
I really want tickets handed out.
Right, it's gonna be a hard one to enforce. I do see, Harvey's situation with that, but, you know, I guess even if we have to revert back to maybe some of the old days, you know, and get the little scooter out of the fire station and start, you know, having a cop on the street downtown, you know.
I would rather use the cameras. I mean, you can give a ticket up to you can't, now come on, Harvey, you can't give a ticket after the fact?
You can't use the cameras like that.
You could just.
Well, going through all
I've
that
got plenty of buddies that's been arrested days after the fact.
I think we're
What's the
talking.
offense?
Keep in mind,
Yeah.
That's more evidence
we're
than
probably
a violation.
primarily talking about children here, so,
Well, I mean,
I
the
think
law's
Harvey's
the law is my
first
point.
and,
I mean, everybody wants to gist at what I'm talking about, but we can't use our
In the
cameras.
state of Michigan, you cannot use cameras for traffic enforcement, these kind of things. You can use them for collecting evidence related to a crime, but you can't use cameras, like Chicago uses them at the intersections, lights and stuff. In Illinois, it's illegal today in the state of Michigan.
Well, the thing about it is, we can still use our cameras to identify the perpetrators. And I'm calling them perpetrators, I'm not gonna call them children, because a lot of juvenile delinquents, and a lot of them are adults. They're not children, they're not, you know, it'd be a different story. So I really want this enforced, I don't want this just something that we did in 50 years from now, and I don't think the scooter's an idea.
Oh, sorry, I didn't interrupt you. There's a reason we brought this before you. We saw this as a problem. We realized our existing stuff on the books didn't allow us to deal with the problem. That's why we brought this before you guys.
I don't want nobody totaling a scooter in a tree because they hit high water either.
There's that.
Did you get that?
I did get the pull through on that.
I agree with Larry on that one though, because what do you got, who has time to go through hours of footage, Dan?
Well, no, the thing about it is you get a complaint and you can go back, you got a general time, and, you know, I mean, you're not gonna be able to run them down.
But there's some people don't put in the complaints, and so if you have somebody active down there.
Well, Harvey, if I'm ever in town, give me a call, if they're in a general direction, I'll just.
Dan will get on his scooter and
Yeah.
do patrols.
It'll look like that Seinfeld movie.
Doing my local, you know.
Alright, well, just to bring this back into reasonable, did we have support on that
Yes.
motion for
Yeah.
Dan?
Yep.
Okay,
And we,
You
discussion.
ready?
I get it, no, we're good, roll call please, trying to keep
Bianski?
track of this thing.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Van Weyden.
Yes, thank you. Moving on to new business, Axon 10-year integration contract. Consider approving the purchase of the Axon 10-year integration contract for the purchase of 3 DVMs, upgraded BWCs, and integration of the current TASER purchase contract related to digital evidence cloud access for the total amount of $329,096.98.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
This came, as you know, we have new cameras in our budget this year. We had $40,000 budgeted for that. As Chief was dealing with that, he saw the opportunity to bundle everything we are together. If you remember when we got our tasers about 6 months ago, Axon has really consolidated this entire industry along public, or police department cameras, tasers. They own all that now, and they're pushing everybody to a subscription-based model for all their equipment. Chief worked with them and actually is gonna be able to rebundle our cameras with our tasers and everything, put us on a 10-year program that'll save us $170,000 over that 10-year period. And he also got, as you know, we're hoping to be able to do some improvements here at the boat launch here this year. The equivalent of like those flock cameras that'll be at the boat launch now. That's a pretty isolated area in our community, and so that camera will really be great to have some permanent eyes down there. So it's a great opportunity for the chief to really find some value in it.
Yeah.
It's not a ton of money, but over 10 years, I mean, paving a block of road, you know what I mean? So,
Adds up.
he did a great job on this. If you have any technical questions, he's here to answer them, but from a finance perspective, we have this first year's payment budgeted, and we'll just work through this, and it just keeps us on regular rotation moving forward.
Very good, thanks Tony. Okay, at this time I'll take a motion on the Axon integration lease contract.
I move to approve the 10-year Axon integration lease contract in the total amount of $329,096.98 and authorize the city manager to execute the necessary contract documents on behalf of the city.
Thank you, do we have support?
Money, I'll support that.
Okay, discussion?
Is it excessive force to use a taser on a skateboarder or a bicycler? I'm really getting serious about this. It'd be kind of fun, you know, to watch them. I said stop, zap.
See how fast you can go.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Mark, point of order, the wording says 397, not 320, whatever
Did
you
it,
know.
Our document says 329.
Oh, ours says 397.
Yeah, no, it's 329.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, for discussion on that. I wanna say thank you to Harvey and to our city manager, for looking into this and saving us the total savings. I don't know that Tony said it, but it was $172,704.28. And yeah, like you said, you know, it's not a substantial amount, but it will pave a road or
Yeah.
do something, right? So I really appreciate you looking into that and, trying to find the best deal for Buchanan and facilitating that.
Okay, roll call please.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
and Bianski.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item B, 401 River Street lease. Consider a lease of city-owned property located at 401 River Street to MJ Electric LLC.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
We reached out, this is the contractor who's gonna be doing the, main transmission line rebuild in the city of Niles out want to use our lot starting this summer through, next year. They've offered $3,000 per month as well as maintaining the lot weed control and all that during that period. We're gonna clean up our material piles and keep them on one side, but it's a great idea to generate some revenue while we market that lot. We're gonna make this lease assignable, because we are talking to somebody about potential development on that lot. But the timing on all this can work out, so what we'll be doing is with your approval tonight, we'll finish up the lease negotiations with them, and they'll be on that lot starting, the end of this month. And they will have all their crews here, they'll have the job site trailer here and the equipment here, so there'll be a lot of people coming in and out of town, spending money in our restaurants, our gas stations, that sort of thing. So we did generate some revenue, plus drive some revenue to our local businesses.
Is that all the trucks that were parked along the railroad tracks today?
No, so that is, Robert Henry that's parked over at EV. They asked to park there for 1 or 2 nights because they're having the parking lot at EV done.
Oh, they're redoing the parking lot.
Yeah, they're,
Okay.
I think they're just having it coated with whatever, just to make the life, extend the life, but he asked if he could park there for a couple nights till it was done, so.
That's the reason why, that's the only reason why I asked, was because I seen, and I knew they were at EV too.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, at this time, I will take a motion on the lease of city-owned property.
This is money. I move to approve the lease of the city-owned property located at 401 River Street to MJ Electric LLC, beginning July 27th, 2026 through June 30th, 2027, at a rate of $3,000 per month, with MJ Electric responsible for maintaining the property during the lease term, and with the lease assignable in the event the city sells the property, and to authorize the city manager to execute and finalize the documents.
Thank you, Larry. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you, Raquel. Discussion?
Again, thank you, Tony, for facilitating that. I know that this is something that I've been wanting to see for a while. I know, like, when you first started, before you started, there were, people that were parked there, and from my knowledge, they weren't paying anything, so, you know, I really appreciate that, and, I'm excited to see the revenue come in. I know it's, you know, probably not gonna pave a road, maybe at the end of the year, but, I think that it'll be great to utilize something that that could just be sitting there, so, thank you.
Thank you, Raquel. Okay, roll call, please.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
and Money.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, expenditures, considering the approval of the expenditures for July 13th, in the motion, in the amount of $333,000.
That's a boatload of it, but,
Yeah.
there's a massive amount for the boat ramp, and the playground equipment was all this paycheck, this pay. I'm gonna go after the state, first and foremost, $427 for what we politely call a urine test, what we in the business call a piss test. It's mandated by the state to do it in Lansing, at Lansing's prices. You know, they're really, really copious.
Yeah.
Bad. This is not something that our state senators, state legislators are gonna worry about with it being an election year, but it's on my radar, and I'm gonna be reaching out to them, because this is ridiculous. Our help has to either drive to Lansing, or this is what we have to pay. The other one was, $400 for boots. I know I have to be very careful talking about union contracts, so I will be, but that's extortionate. So, that's something Tony and I talked about. It's just, I mean, I've gotten reimbursed for boots most of my life. It was always a set amount, not discretionary at whatever amount you wanna pay for boots. But that's up to Tony, that's Tony's negotiation. That's really got nothing to do with us commissioners whatsoever, but it's something that comes up every time it comes into the budget. So it's something I always ask about, because it varies so much, and it really needs to be set, so, think about it.
It's set at $400 for boots and pants for the year. I don't know if you bought a pair of work boots. I wear Red Wing work boots. They're $300, $365 for a
That's
pair
what
of
I
boots.
always bought. I went to
Yeah.
Wolverines, you know, and I went to this basement down there to get them a little bit lower. I never got reimbursed full amount. I always
Yeah.
got reimbursed $75 or $125, just depending on who I was working for.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that-
I'm not said, I move to approve the expenditures dated July 13th, 2026 in the total amount of $397,000, 97 and 330, let's start all over. In the amount of $397,333 as presented. So much cooking.
Very good,
And
Jim.
I'll support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
George.
Yes.
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money.
Yes.
And Swett.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to communications, National Night Out on Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Harvey, do you want to read this? You want to come up and talk about it? I could read this, but it seems like it's more important for you to get up.
No, we don't have to read it, but you can read it for yourselves. We've been doing this for a long time. Again, it's an opportunity for the community to come together, partner with the police department, and have a good time. We have a lot of our businesses that donate food for the event, and we actually make it more of it's more family, community, kind of a picnic oriented. Even though we're kind of taking a stand together, we just make it more fun. And I know Tony has helped us out in getting additional donations. I mean, AEP gave us a donation today, as well as our attorneys also provided a donation, along with Scarecrow Charities, United Federal Credit Union, and some other businesses that have donated to help make this a success. So we ask you all come out, have fun with us. We're gonna have a dunk tank, well, a different dunk tank this time, but we will have one along with the bounce house, music and everything else. I know it's always election night, we wish Callie could be there, but maybe somebody be nice enough to do that, get her some food and things like that. But just come on out, join us. This is one of our ways of giving back as a city and as a police department to our community, so that we can be united together in this. So,
Very good. Great.
Do you reach out to organizations, or do you expect them to reach out to you?
no, we reach out to them. So we have I've created a letter. I sent it out to the donations. We have our fire departments that will be a part of that. They'll be the ones helping with the slides, the water slides, and everything else. But yes, we do reach out to them and things. We try, as a police department, we try not to abuse the generosity of our community. And so there's usually a couple of main events that we usually ask for donations. This is one of them, and Shop with a Cop is the other, and things, so.
Need a letter.
Yes,
That's
sir.
where I'm going.
I will give you
Charge
one.
for your dues.
Yes,
Just
sir.
Send us a letter.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate that. Okay, moving on to public comments for non-agenda items only. Please approach the podium, state your name for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, seeing no one approach the podium, we'll move on to executive comments.
Just a couple quick things for everybody this evening. First thing, our first wave of projects under the sidewalk program are going out to the contractor. That'll start in the next few weeks. Initial wave is about $35,000 worth of sidewalk work to get done throughout the community here. We're already working hard on the next wave to go after that, so we'll just keep doing groups of those together. That's going really well. Since our last meeting, the Captain Park Community Build project was done. It went really, really well. If you've not been out there to see that playground yet, it's really getting a lot of use since it went in. Great responsiveness from our local residents. Big hand to the Department of Public Works for prepping the site, helping that day. Fire department also had a nice contingency out, helping everything. And really in a day and a half, and the contractor said it's like the best community build they've ever done. They really said it went way faster than they thought it would. So it's a great project for the entire community. Along those lines, we've received a $10,000 grant from the Berrien County Community Foundation that'll go to the Victory Park Playground project that we're actively fundraising on now. So hopefully we'll be right on the heels of doing the Catherine Park Playground with a new playground over in Victory Park. So that's all I have for you this evening.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tony.
Where did we put did we keep the swing set?
We did.
Did we keep it in Catherine Park, or did we put it out?
I haven't put it anywhere yet. I
We haven't
been told where
decided?
to put it. How about that?
Keep the swing
So
set.
the
Very
areas-
quiet, yes.
But it's still there, isn't it?
No, there was 2 swing sets.
Oh, the other one, yeah.
Yes.
There's still a swing set there.
Maybe,
The Caterpillar was
maybe-
thrown away, right? Or
The Caterpillar, I'm waiting on confirmation to throw that away, but the so brittle that it almost just shattered,
It's
so.
not gonna become a butterfly.
Yeah.
So that would be up to Barb, you know, to talk
Yep.
to Tony, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, we have a meeting this week, we'll talk
Yeah,
about.
what park?
Yeah.
Cause I mean, you've got the ballpark,
That's where I was thinking, that's
You know.
where I was going, just because.
That's Barb's shop, let them deal with
Well,
this.
no, we can still give suggestions.
you know, I would like to leave it up to Barb.
Good squad, boys.
Let's go.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, we'll start down here, Ms. Raquel.
Yes, I wanna echo what Tony said about Catherine Park. I was there, was able to, go out and volunteer. I love doing that kind of stuff, and Patrick was also there. It was a great thing, like, I never want to have them install it. I always wanna be a part of it. So, the Sinclair, they knew what they were doing. They were very, kind and very just organized. I don't think we could have had a better community build. Want to say a special thank you to the DPW for helping us out, and the firefighters, Joe Scanlon, for getting all of them together. And there's another group that I'm missing, but Tony said them. Should never start naming. What did you say? DPW, the fire.
Oh, the Realtors Association,
Oh, yeah,
bought a bunch
Realtors
of people down, yeah, they had a
Yes.
great turnout for us.
And so, I just wanna say thank you to all of that, all of the volunteers that, came and made the time to do that. We really could not have done that without you guys, so, it's a great park. I've heard a lot of, good things about it, about the colors and what, and I just wanna say thank you to everyone who, and I'm not gonna go into all that, cause that'll be just too long, but thank you to everyone who got us to this point where we could put it in. And a special thank you to the Barb board. There's a lot of very passionate people on that board, and I think it's great because we really care about what goes in the parks, and it might be a little bit lower on the totem pole of others, but it's just really refreshing that I saw it firsthand how important it was to get the best investment for our investment. So, I want to say thank you to them. Congratulations to our officers. We appreciate the dedication you guys have to serving and keeping our community safe. And then I was able to attend the Thursday night county commission meeting. That was the first one I've ever been able to be at. I wish there was a little more. Dennis was a very big part in getting that information out there. But I wish there was a little more marketing of that. But without that, and maybe there was, and maybe I just missed it, but that was held at the Senior Citizen Center. Great host. They run a very tight ship up there, and I just really love how I work in Niles, and I get told all the time when people come into the office that they, no shame to Niles, but they would rather come to Buchanan for our senior service center because it's ran so well. And I think that speaks volumes, and I thank you, every one of the staff that does that. But it was really cool to go to the commission meeting, and we weren't really on the agenda as far as there were some people from Harbor Township that were there with some issues about the drain. But I always love when people speak out about something that they feel should be different. And so it was really amazing to see how many people spoke out and came and had the courage to speak out about, you know, what they feel is not correct and try to get that corrected. But it was really cool to see Buchanan show up and make that happen, and so just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on that. And then lastly, Faith and Family Day 2026 will be Sunday, August 30th, and just a little bit of information real quick, sorry I'm hurrying. There will be live worship music, there's inflatables, there's a petting zoo, there's pony rides this year, face painting and balloon animals, there's watermelon bread, produce, and pantry giveaway items. So if you want to come down, that would be great, and if you are in need of something, please come down. This event is So, come out, there's snow cones, popcorn, candy, cotton candy, free hamburgers and hot dogs throughout the event. There's a prayer tent and Bibles. There's the police department's doing the child ID kits. The Lions Club is very involved also, and they're gonna be doing the vision screenings. I'm trying to get haircuts back on, but we'll see where that goes. And then the fire department will also be down there. So this is a huge event that is really near and dear to me, and I just want our community to be blessed by it. So that's Sunday, August 30th, 2 to 5 p.m. And I hope you come down and see, even if that's not really your thing. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. George. Mr. Swin?
Big thank you to all the volunteers that showed up for the Catherine Park build. That was a lot of fun. I showed up for the second half of the day. Coach Mosman was there putting in work. Thank you, Coach.
Yes.
So, but yeah, a lot of hard work going in. There's a mud pit out there, so we got it done. And I drive by that park every night, and it is full. So that's good. It makes you feel good seeing that. So, big thank you to all those involved in the last two concerts we're having through downtown. Thursday and Saturday were just absolutely packed. I mean, there was nowhere to park on Thursday night anywhere. So, really appreciate all the efforts all involved there. Those are some big acts they're bringing, putting Buchanan on the map. So thank you very much, and thank you to Harvey and the team. I appreciate seeing the officers getting accommodations, and big fan of Officer Phil just because I hear about him all the time. So, so that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swin. Mr. Bianski?
I just wanted to make a public thank you to the county commission for not inviting us to their meeting. Adam went out of his way. I'm gonna make sure I reach out to Adam. He'll notify us next year. They travel around. They didn't notify us. We had to figure it out. And then we had to sit and listen to the excuses for them not doing their jobs. I made the sheriff mad. So I had a good night. I had a really good night.
You did.
You know, the sheriff was mad. You know, they had to explain themselves for not doing nothing. They had to explain themselves for not notifying us. I mean, they come to Buchanan and they didn't bother to notify us. The sheriff was upset because I was asking about a vehicle that was totaled, and I don't have the right to ask them questions. Well, he poked the wrong bear. So, the officer, to the best of my knowledge, is okay. The vehicle is totaled, just not a professional, but just looking at it. But the only answer I could get was he was on a call. No excuse, no excuse. And that's the way I feel about that. Dennis, could you take this to your meetings and show them people downtown what we're doing, so that they're not trying to figure out what more to give us to do? Because even though we managed to get through this in 45 minutes, this involves about 4 months of work and continuous work. So I would appreciate that very much, because my welcome, you know, I'm gonna wait on that for a minute before I attend, but I will be down there.
You're welcome back in.
Oh, I know,
in
but
2030.
you know, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. That being said, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Dan.
2030, that was the time, right?
Yeah, that was,
8:30,
yeah, 2030 be there, sharp. Mr. Money?
Yeah.
Year 2030.
I'm certain it was both.
We heard all about the parks, we heard, about the commission meeting. So, the only thing I wanna say is, I was there early for the parks, just to get the donuts and the coffee, but I had to go to Lansing, so. But I do wanna thank everybody that was involved. I seen the DPW guys wading mud up to their ankle, or up to their knees, you know, doing the work. So, doing a lot of that work, so yeah, thank you. But I also read on Facebook that the bolts are falling out of all the playground equipment, so I would imagine that the DPW is gonna be back up there taking care of that.
Somebody's already been out.
We already had a volunteer go
Yep.
back up there and.
Oh, okay.
He
Life
gave-
is good at Buchanan.
He gave a clear explanation as to why, and
Yep.
I think it was well received.
There
from
you
what I
go.
can tell.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah, I'm like Patrick, I've gone that way a couple different times, and, you know, that's the most I've seen that park being used since I think I was a kid.
yeah.
So, just great. Harvey and all of Buchanan's police officers. Sometimes you just don't get enough credit for the stuff that you do. But that's just the way it is. Life isn't always better if you can. So, we've heard everything else. With that, once again, thank you for this commission and all the hard work they put in. Thank you for the great staff that we have down here at City Hall. Our DPW and cemetery crews do a great job. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. First and foremost, Harvey, thank you to your team, including your support staff. As we all are well aware, we could never do anything in our life without support staff. They definitively do not get enough credit for everything they do. So, thank you to everybody that's on your team, and thank you for the team you're putting together. You got the new officer, who's been here 10 hours, maybe 10 hours and 45 minutes now. So, yeah, it's a great crew. They're always, I like their welcoming attitude. It's something that adds a benefit to Buchanan, so thank you so much for that. Same thing with the park. Unfortunately, my schedule at that time, it has changed drastically since then, but I was not able to attend, but I did see that you guys were all there. I thought it was fantastic. By no big surprise, Mike and your team always knock it out of the park and really put something together that is phenomenal. It is, if you haven't been over there or had the grandkids over there, or even yourself to just take a view, man, it's pretty impressive.
I went down the slides.
I can imagine you did. Was that before or after you took off the oxygen? I'm not sure. I also attended the county commission meeting. I attended the county commission meeting as well, along with Dan and Raquel and Larry. More importantly, a different reason than they did, because I really wanted to see if they talk about the streets. I don't know why, that's all.
That's all something I've always been.
There we go. They did talk about streets that are not within our municipality, because, that's an important topic.